Hey, good morning, my friends. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Let's try to get you updated on the weekend. You're probably seen, I've had several texts from friends this morning. Hey, forecast is all over the board. Yesterday dry, now today wet for some of the days of the weekend, back to dry. Um, let's sort it out for you. Let's get right on into it. Okay, so what we have is we do have a wind shift line from Saginaw Bay to north of Grand Rapids. You can see that on the cloudiness heading south. Hey, good morning, Kelly Monroe. Um, that's the area that, as it shifts into the southeast part of the state, could spark an isolated thunder shower today. Not very likely at any one point. I would count today as mostly a dry day. Then you see the storm system out to the west, and that brings us rain Friday and then again Friday night into Saturday. Here is the current radar. And you could see that showing not much going on, but it does show where the thunder showers are along that wind shift that's draped from Lake Huron through Saginaw Bay and heading south. The high resolution rapid refresh model radar forecast showing a fairly dry day today, and it has been showing at least a line of scattered thunderstorms developing. So it's less aggressive on the rainfall. So we set that into motion for you. Hey, good morning, Heidi from Grand Blanc, and Sylvia Sprankle. Good morning. Chris wants to get some hay off this weekend. How much rain Friday night? Pigeon the thumb. You're probably looking at least 6/10 to maybe an inch and a quarter. I would plan on it being a pretty good dousing. Show that to you in just a moment. So now we're into tonight and into early on Friday morning. Then we pick up with the next model that I like for that time frame. And it's this afternoon. And then we go to 10 in the morning tomorrow. And we go to noon. So basically, thunder showers, thunderstorms will be developing in the west, on the west side of the state, late morning, early afternoon tomorrow. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3, 4, 5. Getting into the east side of the state by early evening. Pretty blurry video. Yeah, I'm having a problem with the internet. Spectrum's doing some line running all over the place. So much so that they've already given us a $30 credit on last month's bill. So they knew that they were going to be disrupting things so much that a lot of people were going to be calling and complaining. So nothing I can do there. So this is Friday evening. Plan on the thunderstorms, Ann Arbor, Detroit, into Saginaw area and the thumb. Next round, this is Friday evening. So once you get the thunderstorms, you can have a couple of rounds of thunderstorms. Now we go to Saturday morning, 7, and it's dried out. And it looks to me like Saturday is going to be mostly a dry day, even though some forecasts are reflecting showers now, maybe in the far northern part of the state. So now we pick up with the European model, which goes out farther into the future, showing Friday afternoon into evening rain. West side, Friday evening into Friday overnight. East side, all of lower Michigan. Saturday morning into early afternoon, showing showers across the tip of the mitt, up into the UP. Stray shower, Traverse City area, possibly. Possibly the thumb, probably not. I would call Saturday generally a dry day. Sunday morning, afternoon, evening. And what you get when you see these light gray areas, that's a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain, and it's just signifies a stray shower. But the next good rain, if you want to call it that, because a lot of places have had enough, and some places like northwest lower Michigan still in severe drought. Monday, thunderstorms, solid storm system coming through. And then it also shows that as we get toward Thursday or Friday, another cold front moving through the area. So in the next 10 days, 3 solid half-inch to inch lines of thunderstorms coming across the area. Today, temperatures upper 70s to low 80s. Tomorrow, low 80s in the south, upper 70s in the north. Saturday, low 80s. I think that might be a little bit overdone with the cold front coming through. Sunday's cooler. Low 80s far south. Hard to get the low 80s out of the far south this time of the year. It's still a hot time of the year. But you get to Flint northward, and you can get to highs of 75. Monday, 80 in the south, 70 in the north. Tuesday looks like the coolest day, probably, with temperatures in low to mid 70s. And Wednesday, kind of cool in the 70s. Thursday, a little cool in the 70s. Friday and Saturday, also kind of cool. So a fall preview is definitely on the way. Doesn't look like it will last forever. Doesn't look like we're marching straight into fall. There's a lot of heat out there, and still indications are that at some point that will turn around and we'll go back to hotter than normal temperatures, and we may make our run toward the 90s. Certainly, again, that's certainly not out of the question with this kind of weather pattern. So, recap. Very isolated thunder shower in the southeast this afternoon. I wouldn't plan on it. You'd have to be real lucky or unlucky to get under it, depending on what you want. Friday, the rain and thunderstorms move across the state from late morning into the afternoon, evening. Certainly, it will be a showery and thunderstormy time period. Saturday, mostly dry. Sunday, mostly dry, I would call for most areas. And then Monday, the next widespread thunderstorm line comes through the area. There's your weather update. Hopefully that sorts it out for you a little bit better than when you look at your phone app and you see a raindrop and a 40% chance of rain. Who knows what that means? Is it all day long? Is it the first part of that period? This is one of the problems I have with that. It's a 12-hour period, 40% chance of rain. It might be the first hour of that period and not the last hour. So it's kind of a little bit deceiving. Hopefully I helped you sort that out for the weekend. Have a good one. We still have some summer weekends left, but we know they are becoming more limited. We know we are on the downward slide now to the favorite season of everybody, fall. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Thursday. Bye.